Of getting objections on your sales calls? If so, I'm going to share with you one of the fastest and best ways to eliminate objections from your sales calls. Okay. So, as you know, people almost always have objections, even if they're like the perfect ideal client. People are gonna have objections. It's natural, it's actually normal. And if you wait until you get on a sales call with them to address those objections, you're gonna spend a lot of time dealing with those objections, and no one wants to be on those calls, right? None of us. It's not fun at all, and it doesn't feel good to be on calls where you're just getting a ton of objections with people who you thought were like the perfect fit. Okay. So I'm going to share with you the one thing you can do to eliminate sales objections on your calls. All right. Now it's Monday and we are on week 3 of the mini training, the mini series, the snackable trainings as I call them. So if you are just joining us for the first time, welcome. Go back to the last 2 weeks. You can use hashtag snackable trainings and you will find all of the ones I've done already. I've done, I believe, 8 trainings already with all things we've talked about, messaging and content and how to really up level and upgrade and clarify your marketing message, your content, so that you can start to attract your dream people and start getting, high quality leads into your pipeline, and of course awesome clients as well. So if you haven't done that, please go check those out and follow along as we are moving into week 3 of this. And I'm just excited about all the things I've got coming up for you. We're still talking messaging because that is the root, the core of everything you do. And your content is a big part of your messaging. So that's why we're really diving in. We're dissecting all the pieces of it and really getting into it. Okay. So if you're meeting me for the first time, hello, my name is Oninia Nike. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 3 beautiful babies. I'm a coach, a business strategist, a best-selling author, speaker, YouTuber, podcaster, you name it. I'm all over it. And I help coaches, consultants master their message so that they can attract premium clients consistently, right? So they can bring in 2 to 3 to 4 premium clients consistently in their business every single month without fail, using the strategies that I share. Okay. Now let's jump into what we're going to be talking about today. And this is one of many content types that I'm sharing with you. So last week I talked about, I believe, which one did I focus on last week? Oh, last week I talked about how you can show up as a leader in your content by busting myths. So that's a really, really powerful content strategy that you can utilize. So I'm going to give you another one that you can utilize that is incredibly important that you do and implement and incorporate into your content. And that is being able to create what I call objection clarifying posts. Okay. Like I said, people will have objections. It is normal, it's natural. They've either, worked with other people or they have their own internal objections. So there are 2 types of objections that you will encounter for people. It's going to be either internal or external objections. And you've got to be able to address both in your content, right? Writing these types of posts, it allows you to get to the root of their objections early on and to address them early on so that when people get on calls with you, you're not getting all these objections about, whatever it may be. So what I help my clients do, and one of the activities, the work we do, is I have them sit down. I go, what are the objections your ideal clients have? And so you can do this too. What are the internal objections, meaning the internal stuff like their own beliefs about their capabilities and what they've done or tried that they don't feel can work. And it's a personal thing, like it's an internal belief. And then what are external objections that your ideal clients have? Like what are the things that you're hearing on your sales calls or through just, doing your market research? What are people saying that's holding them back from taking that next step to invest, to get the results? You've got to know what this is so that you can actually address it up early on so that you're not getting those types of objections in your sales calls. Or sometimes they're having those objections when they're reading your content or watching your lives, whatever it may be. Okay. So I'll give you an example of an internal and an external objection. But before I do that, when I say objections, one of the objections that I do not really have my clients, we don't deal with or talk about or really address is the money objection, because you should not be talking to people who do not have the money, so to speak, right? You shouldn't talk to people who aren't in that place of commitment yet to making a change. So when they have the money objection, it's not from a place of I don't have the money, like they literally do not have the money, right? You're not talking to people who are on their last cent or living paycheck to paycheck or homeless or anything of that. No, you don't want to talk to those people, and you shouldn't be talking to those people because they have other priorities that they need to focus on for their money. Instead, the objection of I don't have the money that we address is more of the internal root of that, right? So it's not I don't have the money physically, it's more of I have the money, but maybe it's not maybe there's a fear around investing because they've invested before in something else. So that would be an internal objection, not so much an external one, because it's not like they don't physically have money in the bank account or ways to obtain that cash. It's more of they just don't believe that they can invest because they've had, maybe a bad experience, or they've invested before and not gotten the results they anticipated. And so they're holding that belief of like, I don't have the money is an excuse or a front for what's really going on deep inside, which is I'm afraid. I don't know if I'm going to get the results. I don't know if this is going to work for me. I've tried so many times before and I haven't seen, the outcome I anticipated. So those are the internal objections that we would address. That's the things that we would then create content around to help them see that there are possibilities, to help them see what makes our offer different, right? And why they will get the results this time around, and instilling that belief within them so they know and they feel like, okay, I can do it this time around, right? And so the money objection doesn't come up. But that's an internal belief that one of your ideal clients would have, is that I'm not going to be able to get the results because I've tried it before, or I haven't been motivated, or whatever the situation may be. So internal belief, again, could be any of that. Now let's talk about external objections. So I'm going to use weight loss because that's my favorite one to use. So maybe one of the external objections that, let's say, your ideal clients could have around maybe a program will be like, I want to start eating healthy, but I don't know if I could afford all the healthy foods because I know healthy foods is more expensive. Now, that's an external belief because they may have a budget, right? And they may be thinking about, I've got other things to take care of, career, I've got a job and I've got bills and I've got kids and, car note and rent and all these other things. And so that's an external objection because there are tangible, like external aspects to their ability to be maybe successful in your program if you require them to, of course, eat healthier, which can be more expensive, can be. That's depends on the person you're talking to, right? And so that could be an external objection that your ideal clients have. So you would address that in the objection clarifying post by maybe talking about how you help them create budget-friendly meals, right, that are healthy, but they don't break the bank. So they're things that they can, budget for, and that it doesn't cost like an arm and a leg and a kidney to buy. And they can find places where they can, swap certain things out for other things that are healthier but aren't expensive, or don't require too much financing or any of that stuff, right? So that's a way to address it, is to showcase how with your program, your offer, how you're able to help them create that budget friendly meal that's healthy and doesn't break the bank and doesn't again put them in debt or something, just so they can eat healthy and be healthier. So that's an objection that you can address in your post ahead of time. So when you get on calls with them, they're not giving you the, well, I don't know if I can afford this, like there's so much going on, the economy, right? Bread is like how much, gas and all that stuff. So that's something that you can create, is really understand what are those external objections. Another external objection could be, I hear it all the time, is like, say, technology, right? Like maybe you are a funnel builder or something like that. Like you help people create funnels. A lot of people are like, I'm not tech savvy. Like I don't want to understand. I don't want to learn a whole new process of tech and all that stuff. And so you can address that by seeing what makes you different. And this is a really great way to figure out your unique selling proposition. Maybe you have a done for you aspect, right, with your funnel. So now you can help them create that funnel, and you're like, you don't even have to do the funnel, right? If you don't even have to worry about the tech part. We got a whole team that like builds up your funnel for you from beginning to end. So you just got to press go and it does its own thing, or maybe there's a funnel like copy and paste, right? You're like, we already created the funnel. All you've got to do is hit this one button and it will upload into your own funnel system and you're ready to go. Something that makes it, people like ease, right? We love ease, comfort, speed. Maybe that's an objection that people are having for your program, is maybe there's a barrier there. They feel like there's something that's going to hold them back. What is that? Start talking about that in your post ahead of time so that it breaks down those objections and those barriers. Another internal one, let me see what I have here, is again the weight loss, right? So maybe their internal objection is like, I've tried so many things so for so long, and I just lose motivation really easily, and I try and I don't see the scale move, or I'm not seeing any progress, and so I just get really demotivated and I just like pig out and eat out and do whatever, and I want this, but I don't know if I can do this. And so you again create the posts that give them the belief that they can do it. And you can give them both tangible things that they can actually do, like tangible things that they can see that's going to help them get their results. So you're going to give them the belief through your content, right? You're going to help create that belief in them because they're someone who is truly looking for and desiring a change, right? And they're taking the steps. They may be taking the steps. They are cleaning out their pantry. They are trying to eat a little healthier. Maybe they have a gym membership. So you see the progress. You can elaborate on those things and share how those things are already taking them in the steps towards the type of person they want to become, which is a healthier, more, better strength, whatever person, right? A healthier individual. So they're already taking those steps towards becoming the aspiration, the identity of the person they're trying to become. And you can feed into that belief for them, but you can also say, hey, and on the upper side of this, you're going to get tangible things. Like, I'm going to make sure you have your meal plan. Like, we're going to create your meal plan, have it set. You're going to know exactly what you're going to eat every week, so you don't have to guess. You're going to prep everything so you don't have to, binge eat, or, try to, again, guess at what to eat or anything like that. You're going to get the exercises that's going to help you, stay on focused, so that you get, the results that you're looking for, and it's going to, fit into your busy schedule if you're a mom or something like that. And you're going to get accountability every single day. You'll get accountability. You have an accountability tracker, and every single day you have to put in your meals and exercise. And I'm going to follow up with you in this tracker every day to hold you accountable. And when you have your moments, I'm going to send you a quick text or something to get you back on track. So those are tangible things that you can share about what you do if your process is this way, that's going to help them be able to overcome some of their internal objections about their ability to get the results, for this example. And then there's again, like I said, the like mindset shifts the perspective shifts that you have to give them, and the belief you have to hold for them until they're able to hold that belief for themselves. So there are pieces too, and again, depending on whatever your offer is. So I gave you the example of the weight loss and health, but obviously this applies for any offer that you have, or any niche that you're in, which are parenting coach or career coach, finance coach, it doesn't matter, health coach, weight loss coach, nutrition coach, purpose coach, life, it doesn't really matter. All these things are still applicable to whatever it is that you do. So you need to be able to understand what are the objections, the barriers, the things that your ideal clients are like hesitant about when it comes to working with you, and be able to address it ahead of time. Now, another one is if your process sounds like everyone else's, they're like, oh, well, I've done that already and didn't work. You've got to address that too up ahead, right? So if, let's say you're like, I teach people webinars, they're like, well, I've done webinars, so yours is definitely not it. Now, we're not in the business of convincing people to do anything, right? Like, if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. But if you know that webinars are getting a bad rap right now because people have tried it and they're like, it's not working anymore, then you can address those objections as to why isn't it working? What is happening right now, and what are ways that you're doing things differently in order to create webinars for your clients, or help your clients create webinars that are actually going to convert, webinars that people are going to show up for and actually attend and create clients from. So whatever it may be, write those down and actually create individual posts about each objection, and put that out there, right? Put it out there, make it part of your strategy, so that your ideal clients are seeing it and able to go, oh, okay, yeah, that objection I had, she covered it. All right. And it's moving them closer to taking that next step, to working with you. Okay. So it's really important that you create this. And if this is an area that you are, maybe struggling with, or you're just like, okay, I get the idea, but like, how do I like create this post? Like, what is the formula? Like, how does this look? Or maybe you're not 100% sure what those objections are. You're like, maybe one or two I know, but like, what are all those objections? No worries. We'll definitely be talking about some of that throughout this training. But if you're ready for some deep dive support and guidance on this, I have a whole formula. There's literally a whole process I take my clients through to make sure that they are covering all those objections, and that they are really speaking into that in a way that's going to help their ideal clients see them as the go-to, the expert, the person that they want to work with, and so that they are not getting on calls with people who are having all these objections because they've been addressed upfront through their content. So if that's an area that you know that you would like support in or guidance in, or just someone to just be over your shoulders, kind of giving you some of the tweaks and tricks that you can do to really make it pop, I'm your girl. So send me a DM with the word client on it, and I will have a chat with you. We'll look at your messaging, see where we can up level it, and I'll share, if it makes sense, how we can work together to really up level your content, get you clear on your messaging, your offers, everything you need to create more leads, and of course, more clients with less objections. Okay. All right, y'all. Until tomorrow, I will see you all. Take care. Bye.